Hey folks, and welcome back to another video where I tell you that you haven't used a team in a game. Today, we're pretty much at the end of the series as we're going with Sword and Shield, which offered us plenty of Pokemon to work with. Maybe not all of them, but you know, still a great amount of usable Pokemon. I'm feeling pretty confident, as I always do, that this team I've put together hasn't even crossed the mind of the most hardcore fans of Sword and Shield, let alone those that weren't big fans of these releases initially. So let's just go on and see what I've got planned for today. Before we begin though, I'm going to be starting a brand new series on Mystic Umbreon shorts for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet pretty soon. It's going to be specifically over there, and if you guys like in-game playthroughs, I think it'll be right up your alley. We also upload daily Pokemon facts over there. Over on Mystic Reads, Naruto and his group are running from some ninja hounds. What kind of training does Kakashi have them going through? Links for both these channels will be in the description and in the iCard above. The team will begin with some 8th gen love as it should be. I picked up on Boltund for the team. I feel that it's a fairly popular Pokemon with some people due to its appearance and the worldwide love for dogs. But even then, it isn't like the most amazing Pokemon. It's definitely fast, and its attacks are solid for an in-game playthrough, but I can think of a few electric types I'd rather use. Now, to get Boltund, you just gotta get Yamper and evolve it. To do that, you just catch it on Route 2 and get it to level 25. There's also getting one in the wild area, but since it's serving as the pseudo starter for this team, it's best to grab it super early on. Now, let's go in and look at today's starting moveset. So Boltund has Thunderbolt, Play Rough, Psychic Fangs, and Fire Fang making up its moveset. I wonder why they called it Psychic Fangs instead of Fang like the other elemental moves. Oh well, anyway, Thunderbolt is learned via TR, which can be either gotten from Watt trainers or by participating in max raid battles. It's actually the same for Play Rough and Psychic Fangs, but with Fire Fang, you can get that via TM, which is obtained in Hammerlock in the Eastern Pokemon Center. Next up on the team, I went with Xatu, because who in their right mind was picking this Sting over options like Corviknight and Togekiss? There are definitely some bad flying types in the region too. So it's not like Xatu is the worst, but with all the options at both of its typings that are better, it's hard to believe anyone saw Xatu and was like, oh yeah, I want to use this thing. So to find Natu, you've got to search around the wild area, places like Rolling Fields, North and South Lake Maloke, and others. When you have your hands on this tiny bird, it'll end up evolving at level 25. Though it's also possible to find Xatu flying around in the sky in the wild area, so don't be afraid to catch it if you see it. We've got Psychic, Air Slash, Dazzling Gleam, and Confuse Ray on Xatu today. You'll get Psychic either at level 41 or via a TR you somehow obtain through raid battles or Watt trading. Then, you'll get Air Slash when you evolve. That's a pretty nice move to have access to, honestly. In the past, especially in Generation 2, Xatu could only dream of getting an attack like that. Then, with Dazzling Gleam, that's again another TR. Have fun finding it. And then finally, Confuse Ray is learned at level 15. That's a pretty easy and honestly solid moveset to put together. It makes Xatu look pretty good. So we'll go with the water type up next, and it's gonna be Araquanid. I feel like it's definitely not a Pokemon anyone wants to really use, especially when they could use Golisopod. That's clearly the better water bug type, but even then, there's much more popular water types to choose from. I personally would rather use Dreadnought, Barraskewda, or of course Dracovish if I'm going to use some random water type. However, it definitely isn't too hard to get Araquanid, as on Route 5 or in the wild area you can find Dewpider and it will evolve at level 22. Araquanid is definitely seen as a defensive Pokemon more than an offensive one, but that's not going to stop me with this moveset. Araquanid has got Liquidation, Leech Life, Poison Jab, and Crunch, which is a damn strong set. You'll either get Liquidation at level 50, or you'll learn it via the TR that you can find in the wild area. Then you get Leech Life, also late at level 56, or via TR. Which, honestly, those two moves definitely are going to end up being the ones you learn via the TR method. As a matter of fact, with Poison Jab, you can only learn that via TR too. But at least with Crunch, that's a move learned via level up at level 26. Next up on this team, we're going to roll out yet another Galarian Pokemon. This time being the evolution to Galarian Corsola. Corsola is a very dominant special Pokemon. super strong, and of course also very defensive. It's only available in Shield, which really helps make it a Pokemon destined for this team, as already that's plenty of people not even having access to it when they make their team. There are, of course, easy methods to go around obtaining one, but regardless of that, the point still stands. You can find a Corsola at Giant's Mirror, and then at level 38, you'll evolve it into your all-new and powerful ghostly potted plant coral-looking thing. But with that, let's see the moves. Shadow Ball, Ice Beam, Power Gem, and Scald are Cursola's moves on this team. This entire moveset is learned via TR, but only saying that is boring, so I'll give a little bit of insight. I figured, Shadow Ball was pretty good for stab. It's a move worth really leaning into, as obviously Cursola's massive special attack will make it hard hitting against anyone. Then, with Ice Beam, it really helped me out with deciding not to use an Ice type on this team. If you can avoid having an Ice type, unless it's Galarian Darmanitan or something, it's probably for the best. Then, with Power Gem, that's actually learned at level 40. But I think you've got a better chance of getting that TR long before you actually hit that level. Finally, with Scald, it's a nice complementary move to what Araquanid offers. I love the opportunity to burn opposing Pokemon, so that just made it all the more tantalizing to use. So I figure one Pokemon that seems a bit out of place with how we've built things so far is probably Sandaconda. It just felt so random to include on this team when I was looking at the big dartboard that is the Galar Pokedex. It's a good mon, but it's not like the most attractive, crazy thing to have. I guess since it has a Gigantamax form, it might be on people's radar, but it could go either way. So you can find Silicobra on Route 6, or perhaps even find a Sandaconda in a max raid battle. The option is yours, of course, but obviously just finding it on Route 6 is probably the easiest way to go about getting it. It evolves at level 36, so it's almost like you can lie to yourself about it being a starter. Anyway, let's go ahead and view yet another moveset on this video. The Sandaconda I put together really just brings its strengths to the forefront. It's Earthquake, Iron Head, Body Press, and Stone Edge. You'll have to get EQ as a TR, which is the usual for this team. But Bulldoze is a nice move learned at level 15 that you can hold on to for a while until you find that. Then, with Iron Head, it's also a TR, but boy is it really worth trying to find and possibly waiting for. There's also Body Press, and you guessed it, it's a TR. It's really good on Sandaconda due to using its defense stat to do damage. Finally, Stone Edge is our final move, and yet another TR. And there's something like Rock Blast that you can use until you get that TR. Now this is one of the best movesets on the team. This is what would make people really want to use Sandaconda. So I wanted to close out the team today with Shiftry, as it was a random grass type, and going grass is exactly what I wanted to do. It's exclusive to Sword, and needs to have a Leaf Stone to evolve it, which I suppose is the perfect last Pokemon for this team. Unless you really like Shiftry. I can't imagine using it at all, and definitely wouldn't be using it alongside the previous 5 Pokemon. Obviously, if you're gonna use a grass type at all, which isn't really all that necessary in Sword and Shield, just use a Rillaboom. So Seedot is found on Route 2, evolves in the Nuzleaf at 14, and then in the Shiftry when you use a Leaf Stone. The final moveset today is Dark Pulse, Energy Ball, Hurricane, and Heat Wave. I decided to go all in on the special side of Shiftry, despite it being a little bit more of a physical attacker. There is just more to work with. So all 4 moves are going to be learned via TR, but there are some other moves you can get while you wait. I mean, even Hurricane can be relearned, so you might be able to go about things that way. So that'll do it for this video. A full team of 6 that feels like the most random we've had yet. And yeah, I don't think anyone's used it. That's the same feeling I've had for this entire series, which isn't too surprising. I guess this is pretty much it for the You've Never Used series. So enjoy this final time you guys have to try and tell me you've used the team before, because you definitely have not. So don't get any funny ideas about lying to me in the comments. But with that, I'll see you guys next time. Hey, it's the outro. Isn't that exciting? Thank you for enjoying another Mystic Umbreon video. We're getting ready to enter the fall, and the final stretch of hype for Scarlet and Violet is here. The excitement for Pokemon's 9th generation is at its peak, and I couldn't be more excited. We've still got plenty to cover before then though, so keep yourselves locked in. If you're interested in more Mystic content, check out my TikTok and Mystic Umbreon Shorts channel. if we get the 10K followers on TikTok, and we're super close, I'll be doing a viewer's choice video. Also, if you're into fanfictions and what ifs, check out Mystic Reads. I offer a ton of creative spoken word content on there, so come and join me. That's all for now. Make sure you subscribe for more fantastic content, and I'll see you next time.